Hey there YouTube, this is SGM4306 back with another video. This time we're taking a look at these Openrock S2s. These are pretty much my all-time favorite type of earbuds now. They're known as open ear or air conduction or whatever you want to call them. Basically, these are like the opposite of noise canceling earbuds. These are so that you can hear everything around you despite still being able to hear your audio. And I like noise canceling headphones, don't get me wrong. They're good for very specific situations, like if you're on an airplane or there's like you're riding kind of public transit kind of stuff. It's really good for that kind of stuff where you don't want to hear your surroundings. But I like wearing earbuds like pretty much all day. I have them on my head all day, but a lot of times I need to be able to hear my surroundings for safety reasons because I work in sort of an industrial kind of factory environment, at least for part of my job. So these are really good for that, and because these don't go in your ears, they just kind of sit, with the little hooks over your ears. These are usually super comfortable to the point where I can wear this kind of earbud like pretty much continuously for hours and hours, which is exactly what I ended up doing. Anyway, huge thanks to Openrock for sending these guys in so I can check them out. These are notably different than all the other open ears I've tried so far in that these are high res and they support LDAC. So I'm really interested in that to see what the audio quality is for, a non-enclosed ceiling type earbud. But yeah, you could see it's, this style that has this little pebble-shaped case. We'll see in a sec. I don't remember the price off the top of my head. I'll add a little thing down here with what the price is as of filming this. But let's see some specs. So 5 volts, 1 amp charging for the case, obviously. Each bud has 57 milliamp hours, which is kind of large for earbuds. There's a lot more space in this style of earbud than the ones that actually go into your ear canal because they can swoop back and have a larger battery case. So that means generally that they have like pretty decent battery life, even per single charge of the earbud. The charging case is 450 milliamp hours, and yeah, it says 7 grams, ear hook clip design. Up to 32 hours, obviously that's with a fully charged case and fully charged buds. 12 millimeter driver for enhanced bass. Professional sound effects for sports. That's interesting. We have 4 mics with an AI algorithm that'll do ENC, not ANC. That'll do electronic noise cancellation on the mic input, so you can talk in like a windy or noisy environment. Like you can make a phone call and the other person can have a chance at hearing you. It is IPX5 waterproof, so it has waterproof rating, but no dust proof rating. And the biggest feature that every Bluetooth device should have, multi-point connection. So this is basically you can have 2 devices connected at once and it'll automatically switch like within a fraction of a second between the 2 devices. So I use this a lot at work. I listen to music mostly on my laptop. I just have it streaming music. But occasionally I will switch to my phone or have to take a phone call, and just not having to disconnect the Bluetooth from one device and then repair it with the other makes a massive difference in how kind of the ease of use and the flow of, switching devices works. So definitely, if you can get multi-point headphones, get multi-point headphones. It's a game changer. And it uses Bluetooth 6.0. That's interesting. I didn't even know 6.0 was a thing. Anywho, yeah. And wow, we got a lot of certifications and stuff. Yeah, I mean, it comes in a nice box. Albeit it's sealed very well, so kind of hard to open. And oh yeah, the I guess their catchphrase or slogan or whatever is the sound of freedom. Cool. Case is like almost airtight. Wow, that's sealed very well. We have up front and center. Ooh. We have the case. I'm just noticing. So it has like this. I think this is plastic. Protective. Sort of feels like plastic. Sort of feels like paper. Interesting. This must be like recycled plastic. That is a really interesting aesthetic. It has like little speckles of glitter. They've gone, I think, in the right direction. If you have to make your case larger, make it thinner, but fatter and like wider. So this is easier to kind of fit in a pocket, and oh, it is a tight fit in the little coin pocket in your jeans. It might not really fit into most jeans. It'll definitely fit into the pocket area, the main pocket area. And it doesn't, because it's sort of thinner but fatter, squatter, I guess, it doesn't stick into your thigh when it's in your pocket, or stick out very awkwardly and cause like a bulge in your pocket. So that is good, I think, in my opinion. This seems like a decent size. There's only so much room that you could cram a bunch of stuff into. So this style of earbud, you can't make the case like infinitely small. It's going to take up as much space as it's going to take up. So I think they did a pretty decent job for the size of the earbuds to the size of the case. There is a charging indicator LED there. You could saw it just lit up green, and obviously there's a magnet to detect when it opens and closes. So we have USB-C on the side. Thank God for USB-C. The hinge is all plastic. It does feel, I will say, like there's not much give in the plastic, despite how thin the plastic must be. It feels really solid, so that's good. It's easy to open. There's like a large little gap there that you can easily grab the plastic, even though it's pretty thin. So ergonomics seem pretty good so far. There is a protective film sticker thing. There we go. On the top, I guess I don't know why. So it doesn't scratch, I guess, while shipping if it jostles around. And yeah, these feel really pliable, and yeah, these are pretty light for this style of earbud. The driver, you can tell the difference. Audio, like earbuds that take sound quality more seriously, will have thicker driver sections, and you could see these are actually quite thick. And there is sort of, that's the grill where the sound comes out. Obviously you have your charging contacts, and this is actually pretty like thin and pliable. It's sort of a silicone material, it feels like, and that runs most of the way down the battery compartment, except for the end is capped in just matte plastic. Everything's matte plastic, by the way, which is definitely the way you want to go. And there is a physical button on the bottom. It's not a touch sensor. I like that, actually. The outward facing cap sort of has this machined kind of look to it. It looks very sharp. I like it. And obviously it ships with protective stickers on everything to prevent the earbuds from discharging while they're being shipped. So I do appreciate that attention to detail there. Just get those out of there, and everything is matte plastic. Yes, thank you. The earbuds are magnetic. They clip in actually pretty easily. They self-locate very well, and enough of the edge sticks up that you can easily grab it by the edge, or enough of the driver sticks up you can just grab it by that. Oh, I'm just noticing there is like a port on the outside. That's probably where the mics are. Either mics, or that's like for tuning the audio. That's interesting. Yeah, and each side has its own little button on the end. Yeah. Let's see what else we get. Like cardboard molding. Well, it's like plastic laminated onto cardboard. And we have the user manual, which is actually quite thick. It's one of these fold-out map style ones. I kind of hate these. I understand why they do it. It's efficient space-wise, but it looks horrible, and it's horrible to read and fold up and whatnot. Anywho, so it looks like the earbud controls. We get track skip, play pause. You can use this to take pictures, like a shutter for your phone that it's paired to, obviously. And it looks like, can you do volume? Oh, I guess, yeah, I guess. So single tap is play pause, double tap forward, triple tap track skip backwards. 4 taps is take a picture. it looks like it has right left volume. Oh, you can customize. You download their app and you can change what the 1 second hold feature is, I guess. That is cool. I was worried that it didn't have volume control. For these earbuds, I really like having volume control on the earbud itself, so I don't have to take out my phone. So that's really cool. Yeah, this is very aesthetically pictogrammy. So they're going obviously with the black, orange, and white aesthetic, and it works. They highlight specific things in orange that are important to you. So I can appreciate like the aesthetics of this and how efficient it is in trying to get information across. So yeah, it looks like the LED on the front of the case blinks like 4 different patterns to show you. Oh, it's different colors. Green is 100% to 50%, and then 20 to 50 is orange, then red is less than 20, and 0% is nothing, I guess. So that's cool. And you can repair to 2 different devices by pressing and holding for 2 seconds. Looks like there's a button. Oh, there's a hidden button. Oh yeah, there's a button on the case. So that's how you get to repair for 2 different devices. You can have it dual connect. Yeah, and their app is the Openrock app. I'll have to check that out so I can at least configure what the 1 second hold button or whatever does. And on the back side, it's just every other language in the world. So yeah, there's that. There's another pamphlet. Oh, it's just like warnings and stuff. Don't go deaf, etc., etc. Okay, and we probably have a USB cord in here somewhere, I'm guessing. Nope. There's a glue. It looked like... Okay, I guess it does not... Wow, okay. This is the first pair of wireless earbuds that does not come with a USB cable. Honestly, I'm okay with that. If Openrock spent the money that they would have spent on a 4-inch dinky little USB cable, if they spent it on making the earbuds better, I'm perfectly fine with that, honestly. So yeah, but I'm just a little bit surprised because everyone includes a USB cable with like everything nowadays. But it's honestly better to just not include a USB cable. I have so many, I don't need any more, honestly. Just make your devices higher quality, and this so far is screaming quality to me. So let me actually use this. I'm gonna need about a week or 2, and I will use this at work every single day, exactly how I use my current set of earbuds, and let you guys know how it performs. So far, I'm getting a good vibe from this. Okay, so I've used these Openrock S2s for about 2 weeks, and I don't know if I mentioned it already. These originally are like $100 pair of earbuds. I believe they're in early bird now, so if you order them, you can get them for, I think it was around 70 or 80 bucks. So you get a little bit off the top. They're not cheap earbuds. Honestly, these are my new favorite earbuds. I love open ear style earbuds like this, and these are by far the best sounding ones that I own currently. These blow away everything else in their high res mode. There is a gotcha. I'll show you in a sec. If we open up their app, okay, here we go. It took me a second. I had some other earbuds connected. Apparently, I had to disconnect them and connect these. By the way, connection works right away. I've never had an issue with these dropping out or not connecting properly. You do sometimes get that with Bluetooth devices, especially since these can use multi-connection. So these can connect to 2 devices simultaneously at once. Sometimes that can cause some weird issues if you have past devices paired to them and whatnot. Anywho, here you can see their app is actually, I think, worth downloading. It does have several really useful features. You can see the charges on each earbud independently, as well as the case. The case reports its battery life to the unit. It also flashes an LED on the front. There's only 3 indicators though. There's green, orange, and red, and maybe flashing red. I never let it get down that low, but you can see right now it's 70%. Alternately, I think you can just press this button here, and yeah. Green means, I think, like between 60% and 100%. It's pretty coarse, but the app will tell you pretty much exactly what the battery is. Yeah, it says here yeah, you have to have the earbuds in the charging case. Opening the case will update the battery level on here. But yeah, you get a EQ, and here I just set like a custom EQ into something that sounds pretty good to me. I like a lot of bass. I like, a lot of highs, and mids are okay. I just kind of leave them as is, but it makes it sound kind of punchy, but not overly bassy. This sort of V profile. You can set that rock mode, relax mode, and boom mode. Boom mode sounded pretty good. Here you can see a rough graphical representation of what it sounds like. The boom mode is very close to kind of my custom, but it trails off kind of at the very highs and very lows. You can have volume limiter set so you can't increase the volume to a point that you can damage your hearing. You can have it, if you wear it for too long, it'll give you a warning. You can set the time anywhere from never, 30 minutes, or up to 4 hours in 1 hour increments, pretty much. 1, 2, or 4. I'm never going to use that, so. No, I wanted never. Okay. And one really cool feature, if you install the app, you can change what some of the gestures do. I say some because everything is grayed out for single, double, and triple click. And that is sort of unfortunate. I really wish you could configure all of these. But at the very least, they let you change the long press on each side of the earbuds. I have them changing the volume. And it does work. However, there's no tone to let you know that you've held the button long enough. So a lot of times I'll have to try 2 or 3 times to, I'll accidentally, I guess, not hold it long enough, and it won't trigger the volume up or down command, so I'll have to try again, sort of thing, which is slightly annoying. But yeah, you can change these for left and right independently. At least they give you that option. There is a spatial, like a virtual surround sound. It doesn't sound better than just their normal mode, so I always leave that off. Sound balance is if you have better hearing in one ear or the other, you can change like the left-right balance. So that is really good. Not a lot of earbuds have that feature built in. And I believe all these settings get saved to the earbuds. So if you don't want to install the app permanently, you can install it temporarily, change the settings, save them, and then delete the app. And as long as you're never going to change it, I believe it saves it to the earbuds themselves. Now, here's my slight contention. There's 2 modes, and you can only have one of them activated at once. There's a high-res mode that allows you to use LDAC, I believe it is, and these sound phenomenal. Like, honestly, for their size and how comfortable they are, and the fact that they don't plug inside your ears, that they're still open, these sound really good. Absolutely no complaints on sound quality in the high-res LDAC mode. But if you use that, you cannot use multi-point connection. And I have a feeling, I never thought about this, but I bet you it is a limitation of the Bluetooth standard. It's probably not an arbitrary choice that Openrock selected. I bet you if given the choice, they would have supported both simultaneously. And I think what ends up happening is most devices do not support high-res codecs. So if you have multi-point devices connected, I bet you they have to be in the same codec. I bet you it can't dynamically switch between 2 completely different codecs if 2 Bluetooth devices are connected to the same device. So I bet you that's why if I turn on high-res mode, it will warn me it's turning off multi-point connection and vice versa. I like high-res mode. I will only use it sparingly because only certain devices that I own have a high-res mode. But for the most part, I think I'll leave multi-point connection on because that is more useful to me overall. And yeah, so if I were to try to turn this on, it'll give me a warning, exactly like I said. And same if I do it this way. So yeah, multi-point connection works fine. I've had this paired to both my phone and my laptop and gotten a phone call while I was like watching a video, and it switches over immediately. So other than that, we have auto power off. How long before, if the earbuds are just sitting here, that they'll turn themselves off to save power. You can set it to never if you want them never to shut off, 15, 30, or 60 minutes. So that is pretty useful that they allow that. That's pretty cool. Voice prompts, you can change the language between Chinese or English. I'm obviously going to use English, and change the volume of them. I appreciate that you can I believe you can turn the volume way down on them. So if you don't want voice prompts, that's a way of getting that. Find My Buds I can click it right now because they're connected. This one's the left one? Yeah, it makes like a chiming sound, and it's just gonna repeat. So I'm just gonna turn that off. That will probably help you find it if it like fell under your car seat, sort of thing. But if it's like buried under a bunch of stuff, like in another room, you're not gonna hear that. So maybe dubious in usefulness, but I appreciate that it's at least there. And obviously, the bud has to still have battery power to do that. So if your bud is dead and you dropped it like a while ago and you're looking for it, that's not going to help you. And we do have firmware. I am on the latest firmware and version 0.2.9.0. And yeah, we can open up here. I can switch device, disconnect, remove. Their entire product manual is in the app, which is fantastic. Every earbud, well, like every device, honestly, that has an app should have this feature built in. It's not searchable, unfortunately. But if I forget what some of the button combinations do in different modes, I can open the app and look it up right then and there. Like, for example, I didn't realize that you could use the earbud to take a photo if you quadruple tap while you're in the camera app. So that is very cool that they have the full manual. It's not super long too. This is sort of more of a quick start guide, I would consider, because there's really not that much text, but it's very clear infographics on what to do. Like if I wanted to restore the factory settings, I press and hold the button for 10 seconds till it flashes. So yeah, multi-point connection, obviously, you have to get a way to pair it. Put the earbuds in the case and you hold this button for 2 seconds and then it'll let you pair a second device. And yeah, here's what I said. It's actually 50 to 100% is green. And yeah, there's really only 3 battery indications on the unit itself. But if you have the app and the phone, you can check exactly how much is left. So I definitely appreciate that. One other thing, the case is decently small, but it's not super small. So this will fit in your pocket, no worries. But if you have a bunch of other stuff in your pocket, it might kind of, be bulgy or a little uncomfortable. And I just realized this like a couple days ago. The company is called Openrock. They have like this speckled, kind of slight glittery, granity texture on the case. Well, it's not a texture, but it's like the actual infill or whatever they've mixed in with the plastic. I bet you this is supposed to look like a little rock. And you open the rock to get the earbuds. I think this is intentional. Yeah, but yeah, it is like sort of like a little pebble. Case is built very well. It is actually pretty thin, so it is a little thin, so you have to be careful opening this and trying to pull the buds out, but you don't drop the case or the buds. They put the USB-C port on the side. I don't really have any strong feelings about that. Battery life is actually really good. I've worn the buds for something like the most part of an 8-hour workday, given I was probably only listening to music for about 6 of those hours, and the buds themselves still had like a good 20% battery remaining. So yeah, that's pretty good in my book. These will last pretty much a full workday on a full charge, just on the earbuds. The case will give it like another 30 or 40 some hours of battery life if you put them in to keep recharging after the batteries get low. So yeah, this will absolutely work really great. I'll probably end up taking these to Korea with me on my trip as my main set of earbuds because they're pretty small. The only things these don't do, obviously, is noise canceling. So I probably will take a separate pair of noise canceling earbuds just for the flight. But once I land in Korea, these will be on my ears all day, every day, just for listening to music, for downtime that I have watching YouTube videos, etc., etc. Yeah, these are the best open ears that I've tried so far. Given I haven't tried like super high-end expensive ones, but of all the ones, these aren't really a budget price. Once you start getting above like 50 to 60 bucks, I sort of consider that brand to be more in a mid to premium range, I guess I would say. So these are starting to get up into the range where you could just get like a name brand like a Bose or Samsung or whatever. Maybe not a Bose. Those might be quite a bit more pricier. But you can definitely get some Sonys or Samsungs in about the $100 price range. So these have to compete with those. But even within that price range, not many of those name brand earbuds support high res audio codecs. So I think that's what kind of stands these apart. That plus the fact that these are very comfortable. Like I said, I wore these for 8 hours straight. I actually forgot that I had them on my ears several times. So they're super comfortable. Battery life is really good. Audio quality is fantastic. Second to nothing that I've tested so far. So yeah, if you guys are interested, I will put a link down below. Hopefully, by the time I get this video out, they'll still be within the backing period, so that you can get that discount, like the $20 discount. But yeah, once again, huge thanks to Openrock for sending these guys in for review. I will be carrying these with me every day. They will replace my current everyday carry pair of earbuds. The only real criticisms I have is it's slightly difficult to pull the earbuds out. I mean, not really, honestly. But some other earbuds I've tried, you can pull them out with one hand. This, obviously, you need two hands. But, I mean, that's honestly not a big deal, especially when I wear these. I only have to take them out once and put them in once a day, pretty much. Because I wear these like all day and I just leave them in my ears because they're that comfortable and the battery life is that good. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.